This is the brother Zabak Tazadak from the GMS Montreal camp, coming back with another lesson. Lord willing, this will be edifying. So I'd like to start off by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem Achak Kwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Alright, so now the topic of this lesson is out with the old, in with the new. Alright, because this earth, okay, this creation is in need of a reset. It is evident by the way that the earth is being ran, okay, especially since the wicked are in rulership. And we know that he is as death, it can never be satisfied. And if he was to rule for any longer, okay, it says that the days would be shortened. The days of what? The days of this wicked kingdom. The days of this wicked kingdom are being shortened. The Lord is speeding the days so that due to the fact that Isa Edom is as death, okay, and if he was to reign for a certain amount of time, it says that no flesh should be saved, okay. Isa Edom would destroy the whole planet, the whole world, man, okay, because he was never fit to rule, okay. But the Lord will establish one that is profitable. It will establish the wise, the righteous rulers, okay, the rightful rulers, those that were set up to be in that position, okay. So it says here in Revelation 19 and 11, and I saw heaven open, and behold a white horse, meaning white meaning purity, righteous, okay, and horse meaning power, okay, which would represent a chariot, a celestial vehicle. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and that is Yahawashi, okay, Yahawashi returning in the midst of World War III, okay. And let's keep going. And it says here, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. So when he will return in the midst of World War III, he's gonna judge, he's gonna make war, okay. Unbeknownst to these people who believe that Yahawashi, or whom they so-called Jesus, okay, who they ignorantly call Jesus, they believe that the Messiah is going to return for peace, okay. He's going to return to give hugs and kisses. But no, it says that the Lord will plead with all flesh, okay. The slain of the Lord will be many. He's coming to make war, okay, and judge in righteousness. So all those that will be put to death by the power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi will be done so according to their own deeds, okay. Their actions will be weighed in the balance, and they would have been deemed worthy of such demise, okay. And it says here, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. Many crowns. Why? Because when he returns, he will obliterate, okay, he will obliterate all the existing kingdoms and their armies, okay. The Lord is not coming for peace talks, okay. He's coming in, like I said, Yahawashi will pierce the clouds, will go from one dimension to this dimension, okay, and he will make war with the nations, okay, in the midst of World War III, okay. You see? So yes, we want World War III to come, because according to prophecy, this is the stage where Yahawashi will return. So when we hear talks of World War III, we are happy, we're glad, okay. We rejoice at that news, because we know that we're getting closer and closer to the return of Yahawashi, okay. But again, as these nations will be fighting amongst themselves, once Yahawashi will appear, as they say in the world, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, okay. So these people, these nations, okay, which are fighting amongst themselves for the control of the new world order, who are fighting World War III for the control of the new world system that they want to implement, okay, they will join together to try to subdue Yahawashi, which would be a terrible mistake, That's why we say that if you get drafted to go to World War III, you're not coming back. It's either you're going to die by men or you're going to die by a spiritual force. As it says in 2nd Ezra 13, man. Okay, so if you're not getting put to death by a man, Yahweh Shai will finish the job, man. Okay, so again, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. Why? Because he will defeat all the nations that are gathered together to fight in World War III, to make an example and a show of strength in the midst of the greatest scene of war. Yahweh Shai will display the heavenly power that he possesses, okay, so that the whole world may know that there is no power such as the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, to make it to display and make manifest that the weapons of the nations are carnal, while the weapons of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai are spiritual and cannot be measured nor defeated. Okay, there is no limitations to the spiritual power that the Lord has, and we will put that power into display. Okay. So it says here, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses. Again, upon chariots. The Lord will come with chariots. Okay, but he himself will show the power that he has. Okay. Yahweh Shai doesn't need the other chariots to come with him, the other angels to follow him, okay? Because he himself could take over the world, okay? He himself, he could do a hostile takeover and take over the world and establish a righteous kingdom. But no, like I said, he wants to display his power. He wants to demoralize, okay? He wants to demoralize the nations and make them acknowledge his strength. He wants them to acknowledge that he is, okay, so that the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai may be renowned, okay, it may be feared all over the world, okay. You see, that's another reason why affliction will not rise up a second time, okay, because they will understand that there is no hope to go against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai in that time. They will understand that there is no purpose, okay, there is no point in rebelling, okay, because at the end of that rebellion will only be judgment, okay. They will see the true power, or they will see the extent of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's wrath, okay. You see, just by seeing those angels, just by seeing Yahweh Shai, they'll understand that there's no point in trying to fight against the Lord, man. They'll understand that through judgment, through judgment and through might, okay. You see, so again, the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. With it he should smite the nation. So again, smite. He's not coming for peace, man. He's coming to destroy. Okay? You see? People think that Yahweh Shai is happy-go-lucky, Pillsbury cookie doughboy. No, man. Yahweh Shai is a man of war, an austere man, okay, whose name has been put down to the dirt, him and his father, okay. So of course he is angry. You go to the ancient kingdoms and you would mock a king, your head will fly off, man. If anyone hear you talk evil or talk bad about the king, he would go report it, and then later on you either end up in jail or you either end up dead, okay. Take the example from that I forget his name, that Benjaminite that spoke evil of David in David's face, okay. David didn't judge him then, but later on, before he died, he told Solomon, get rid of this guy, okay. So it's not because he wasn't judged immediately that his deeds were forgotten, okay. Eventually he was put to death for ill speaking against the king, okay. And you have to remember that the Lord is long suffering, okay. The Lord exerts patience with these nations, man. Alright? But again, judgment will come. That is one of the reasons why Yahushua will return. On one hand, to give deliverance unto those that trust in him, and then on another hand, to punish and judge the unfaithful, okay? And these other nations for their evil deeds. Okay? But again, this is the time that those that are that have their minds enlightened, that are seeking for that new kingdom, that's the moment that they're waiting for. Okay? They're waiting for World War III so that Yahushua can return. Okay? We're waiting for the MOTB to be implemented, so we know that at that point the prophecies are being fulfilled and Yahushua is on his way back. Okay? And salvation is on his way, and the kingdom of heaven is on his way. Okay? Let me see. It says here, Daniel 7:18, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever, forever and ever. You see? We will take the kingdom. That's the transition that we're waiting for, the return of Yahushua. Okay? Once he destroys these nations, and it says what? At his appearing, we shall resemble like unto him. So when he returns, at the same time, there's going to be the nuclear missiles being launched upon the Babylon the Great and the diverse places that they're going to be sent. Okay? But at the same time, on the other hand, Yahushua is going to beam up his elect and the great multitude. And at that moment, they're going to be changed from mortal to immortal. Okay? At the return of Yahushua, we shall resemble like unto him. We don't know what we'll look like, but we know that we'll look like unto Yahushua. Okay? We will go from the carnal to the spiritual. Okay? You see? And and at our return, we will establish righteousness on the kingdom. We will establish righteousness on the earth. Okay? As it says, when the let me bring that up. But again, the kingdom is going to be ours, man. This is what we're hoping for. We're not hoping in this kingdom. This kingdom is through. This kingdom is garbage. This kingdom is on its way out. Okay? We're not expecting nothing in this kingdom but destruction. Okay? This is not our rest, and we understand this. That's why we have no hope in this kingdom. Okay? We seek the kingdom to come, the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay? So it says here, let's see. What was I looking for? Christ. Salakia, bear with me. You see, that's why we need new bodies, man. You know, one day, one second you have a precept in your head, and another second it flies away, man. Okay? What was I saying? Kingdom. Oh yeah, here we go. Isaiah 14. Yeah, we need the Lord, man. Isaiah 14. Let me start at 1 and then I'll jump. It says here, Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Israel meaning you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, we're the chosen people of the Lord, and he's going to come and deliver us. Those that, well, on this side, those that trust in him, those that repented and went back to worship him according to the Spirit and according to the truth. Okay? Yeah. And then it says here, for the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And strangers, that's a part of the prophecy. The Lord is the one that's going to send us back home. Okay? Not according to our own means, not by us booking a flight there. You see? Because again, this land has to be cleansed as well. So it's going to be hit with nuclear missiles. It's going to be destroyed. And then after, when we return there, we're gonna have our slaves, these other nations, rebuild it, and then we're gonna re-inhabit the land. Okay, the land of Israel will be inhabited by the rightful inhabitants. Okay, so again, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined unto them, and those are the Israelite foreigners. Okay, those that have been scattered among the nations, but that still trust in the Lord. Okay, but regardless, even in the kingdom, all Israel shall be saved. Okay, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. Okay, so I'll jump. It says, verse 5, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Okay, so the Lord Yahweh through Yahweh Shai is gonna remove the Edomites from rulership. Okay, he's gonna defeat the Edomites and bring them and bring the whole world to its knees, bring the whole world to subjection and to the worship of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. As it says, as the water covered the sea, so will the knowledge of the Lord be on the earth. Okay. So again, the Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. I'll jump. Verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Okay, so the whole earth is going to rejoice at some point. Okay, at the beginning they might mourn. Okay, because again, the whole earth is under a Stockholm syndrome. Okay, being under the thumb of the Edomites for so long. Okay, they're going to cry for this kingdom, but eventually they're going to realize they're having the righteous in authority. Okay, they're going to realize that it's for their own good. Okay, as it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn. Okay, so right now these people they're going to cry for Babylon, they're going to weep for Babylon. Okay, but eventually they're gonna understand that, oh shit, yeah, we're way better our life is way better being slaves to the Israelites. Okay, being servants unto the Israelites. Okay, that's what they're gonna understand, and they're gonna not that they're gonna enjoy it, because we're gonna put them into hardcore captivity for a period of 1,000 years, but still they will understand the benefits of serving the righteous. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Lord willing, this was edifying. You know, short lesson, but straight to the point. Okay, we are in need of a reset. We're in need of a reset, and the Lord will bring that reset in the days to come. Pay attention to prophecy. We're almost out of this wicked kingdom. We remain strong in the faith. Keep pushing. We're almost out of here. Shalom, shalom, shalom.